I think we're going live. We might actually be live, but can never tell with this thing. Let's see. Am I live? Yes, we are. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Back again with another stream. Here with the homies from the dojo and Benjamin Bluntz, smart contractor. What's up?
Yo, thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure, man. The last time we did a stream, it was pretty epic. I feel like every time we talk, it's been good content and very helpful as well. Last time you were on here, you gave a banging entry on Ave. I think we also both called the bottom on a BTC bounce. At the same time, giving people kind of like the cautious take profit level. 1 second, let me just shoot this out real quick.
Are you doing a tweet now?
Yeah, I'll do a tweet right now. Smart contractor. All right, so the tweet is out. Let's pull up BTC and say what's up to the room. Got Peanut Walters. That's the peanut guy. All right. Am I? Oh, wait. Where am I? I'm not on. Something's wrong with my camera for some reason. They can't see me. They can't see any. They can see the screen, but they can't see me. All right, let me see if I can fix this. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Sorry about that, guys. But meanwhile, you know, why don't Bluntz, you want to take over the share screen, and I'll try to figure out what's going on with this, or you don't have to. I don't want to put any pressure on you, just in case you had something you wanted to show. So fuck it.
No, sorry, I'm looking at flicking through some charts. I'm not really doing much.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, here I am. I figured it out. There I go. Yeah, that didn't take too long. That was faster than usual. Let me pull up the chat, see what's going on. All right, we got Shooter McGavin in the house. All that matters is what stocks do in the next 5 days. Yeah, we were just talking about that actually. So let's look over at S&P. I mean,
I'm surprised how strong Bitcoin's bouncing and crypto compared to how wrecked equities were, like going into the close. They didn't pull back anywhere near as much as I thought they would have.
Let me see something. I want to see something because not that this really has any similarity, but out of curiosity, I do remember in August maybe of 2019, there was a high of like 14K put in the summer, and then we bounced to about 12.3 if I recall correctly. And stocks were dumping that week, and you really saw the decoupling and Bitcoin as a hedge narrative come out like real strong at a dangerous spot in price, and then obviously that cycle ended up flipping bearish and capitulating down to the sevens. But I want to see what that looked like, just out of curiosity. I haven't looked at this, and I'm not too certain if there's going to be any sort of similarity there, but I'd like to see what price was doing back then. So just bear with me here. It was in this right here. So we had this. This was a nice run. And this is a fucking monstrosity on the other side, by the way. XL fleet. Ugh. What a day for that piece of shit.
What MAs do you use? Is that the 50, 100, and 200?
These I think are I think this is 60, 221. I'll use some others,
okay. Yeah,
but
cool.
Yeah, I think that's what this is. Pretty sure. Yeah, this guy's got to be the 21 probably. Yep, that's the 21. This must be the 60. Yeah, and this is the 200. Yeah. All right, so not necessarily.
So what are you comparing right now? What are you getting up?
I'm looking just because I remember when we had the pump in 2019, alts were popping off. It was really bullish off the lows. And there was this week right here, exactly in this candle, like right here. I remember because I went on one of these block shows, like I was interviewed by Leia. She's a cute looking girl that does like, she was working for some channel. And she interviewed me, and the whole question was, is Bitcoin like a hedge because stocks were dumping that week, and everybody was kind of pushing that Bitcoin is a safe haven narrative, and I was warning people that it's probably not, and just because they decoupled momentarily doesn't mean that that's a thing. But I did say, like, hey, if we cross over through this level, then it was actually this candle here. It was here. So we're not in the same place, really, from comparing price. But right here, this is where it happened. It stalled right before, like, 12.3.
Yeah.
That's the one that I remember. I said, if we stall up here, then we have another lower high, and, there's bearish implications that come along with that. So we'll see. This doesn't resemble that whatsoever, really. It was,
no.
But when you zoom out, this is a nice move, as is this. You do have potential for something like this to develop up here, for sure.
So it's handy to know as well, like, because, like you said, a lot of people might have forgotten, but alts really started ripping after Bitcoin had already topped and made its first leg down. So definitely something to always sort of have at the back of your mind, I suppose.
Yeah. Shavi, you have any thoughts? Because I know you trade both, and I'm curious what do you think in regards to stocks looking kind of heavy? But back to stocks and S&P, it looks a little heavy, but like this type of a crash is like, this is like generational, like these don't just like pop up every other month, when something like this happens, a lot of people on the whole way up are waiting for something worse to happen. But when you really zoom out, you look at the monthly, like whenever you get something nasty like that, then you got this, and then it just keeps going. Here's another one, keeps going. This was a bear market, right? Pretty bearish period here. and then this is a real nasty dump. This is 2008, that's subprime. But after that, it just keeps going up. So now you have this guy, and we've gone completely parabolic, really. But moves of this much downside don't tend to happen too often. So, can this pull back? Sure, it can. But when you look at the daily, like, can it do something like this? Yeah. Retrace, maybe test the top of this area. Could even test the top of this. That would be real bearish. I wouldn't expect that, to be honest. But, overall, I don't see the catalyst for, like, risk off just yet. The stimulus hasn't gone out yet. We're not out the woods as far as like recovering an economy from a pandemic like this and true disaster. And they're not going to all of a sudden decide to go back to gold standard, right? So we'll continue to print money and devalue dollars
and pump Bitcoin.
Yeah, probably, right? Right? Bitcoin is
well, I guess that's the narrative, isn't it?
Yeah. Where do you think Bitcoin ends up in this cycle?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's a really tough one. I think, actually, you know what? I actually saw something, what's his name? Ocado posted today about where he thinks we are in the market psychology and let me see if I can just find it and send it to you. Maybe you can get it up. But yeah, I think based off where he thinks we are, I think he was saying maybe potentially somewhere like 200K or something like that.
200K? 200K, wow. That's what he's looking for?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, I think
What's
so.
what's the timing on that?
Here's the thread. Here's the thread. I'll just DM it to you now. I'll just so you can pull it up on your
Maybe
screen.
maybe I don't. Yeah,
I
let
think
me.
he was maybe chilling a bit, you know.
He was showing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just gonna go to his page.
If he says 200K, probably he meant 120 or something.
Is this it? 52.
I just DM'd it to you. But yeah, myself, I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be higher. Probably maybe 100K. I mean, at this stage, we're just pulling numbers out of our ass, though. Like, let's be real.
Right. Right. Let's see.
Yeah, I saw the tweet. It was based on what Peter Brand said, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly that one. Got a good laugh out of that this morning.
Let's see. When's this? Jesse, the market is about to squash the crypto bugs. The bulls like the bugs they are. Oh, this was yeah. Where was this? 74. This was right before. So this was the price action that we were talking about. This is literally right before it pumped to like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
it
think
threw up
this
that Chad
whole
candle.
series of
He wasn't
we
wrong.
haven't
He wasn't
quite had the
wrong.
parabolic blow off yet, basically.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong there, actually. Or no, actually, I don't know where he put that. Oh, that's right here. So that's terrible timing. Yeah, that's terrible. But
Yeah,
then,
basically
Yeah.
it's 2x above previous all-time highs. And so he just did it again, right? Like 2x before
Yeah.
above the previous all-time high. He just did it again, same kind of tweet at the same kind of pace.
yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I can definitely, I mean, look, I can definitely believe something like that would happen, you know. And even though it kind of feels in the moment that we're already parabolic, it can get a lot more parabolic, you know. If we are in optimism, I don't know. Yeah.
What's the what is this guy? I don't know. Annoying
That's
person
like,
in the room.
I think that's where he thinks we are now. Yeah. I mean, I can see it. I can definitely see there's an argument for that. The macro, the fundamentals are kind of there to back that view as well. It's just hard to wrap your head around a move like that.
Yeah, get this guy the
It hasn't
fuck out
happened
of my
yet.
room. Sorry, not you. Shut the fuck up. Get out. If you don't like it, just get the fuck out. I don't care. Throw him out of here, Chris. I don't want to deal with it. Not doing this shit
What's
for my
going
health.
on?
I chose to be here instead of playing League of Legends. This guy's bitching and interrupting. So shut up.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, mate.
Get him the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to be bit boy. I don't care. Like, I do this because it's fun. So if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. Like, there's always a fucking idiot in the chat. Like, just know, like, if you want to be that guy, we'll just throw you out. I don't care. Sorry, Bluntz. Continue. My bad.
That's all right. Where were we? Yeah, it's like, because like when prices like this, obviously, yeah, it's 2x above all-time high. It's like, it's super easy to get shaken out over like smaller moves because, you know, you can't get the full picture. But like, if we look back at this in a year, you know, I can totally see us, you know, multiples higher from here and going, oh, well, you know, why didn't I stay in this for the whole time? Or, you know, something like that.
Bro, this fucking markup is crazy, though. It's so crazy. Like, oh, man, look at this chart. It's beautiful. Remember, remember when we did the stream? You remember where we were in that stream? The first time we streamed together, do you know?
Can't remember, no.
I know exactly where it was. It was this candle.
Where? Show us. Where was it?
No, not that one. It was like this no, not that one. It was this candle. This is the candle. I guarantee it. July 16th. This was right when Biden's Twitter got hacked and Obama's Twitter got hacked, and Bitcoin looked like it was going to dump the wave.
Oh, wow.
And people were saying it was bearish, and we both came on and were like, yeah, this is probably pretty bullish here. You have to take risk here, right at 9K.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? It was bullish, and then we said, like, if this breaks out and gives you, like, a structure, like, this is going to be a massive, massive move. And that was the first time we streamed
But it's crazy
together.
how long we waited for. You know, we waited 3 years for this bull run to finally manifest, and then once it started, it just happened so fast. Like, It was just you blink and it's already at 50K.
Yeah, unreal. Like I think it took a lot of people by surprise for sure. Like, it's just wild. Like, just wild. You know. Anyway.
So anyway, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin right now? Like, do you think we're out of the woods and we're going to all-time highs from here, or do you think we're going to chop for another couple of weeks, or?
You know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty bullish. It looks pretty bullish. I wouldn't rule out.
Yeah,
I wouldn't rule out a
I
move to
can't.
here, like here.
I kind of had a bearish bias for like the last, week, like, or the last 4 or 5 days or so. But
I
then
don't
when it
blame
started
you.
breaking out yesterday, I kind of capitulated that view and got back and got long again. But now I think mainly I'm focusing on alts because there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of alts that are still pushing all-time highs, every day, and I've just been playing those.
100%.
Well, yeah.
You were telling me before we jumped on, you crushed Vet. Let's look at Vet for the people.
Vets. I think I think that'll be at all-time highs. Maybe within 24 hours.
Oh,
That
yeah.
had a massive.
This is a really
sort of-
beautiful daily. Look at that. And now it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
If
I
you
mean,
get
I
follow-through-
got in it before
Yeah.
it pumped into the daily close as well. So the daily ended up closing super strong. So yeah, I think that'll be at all-time highs. Before we know it.
Yeah, this is.
And that's kind of what my barometer is. I'm thinking, obviously I'm unsure of Bitcoin, but there's alts just popping left, right, and center. So it just, for me, from a risk reward perspective, it just makes more sense to be playing those until Bitcoin starts to break out. That alts might not suffer until Bitcoin breaks like 56K or something. We don't know yet, but right now they're still fairly strong. So
For me, like the time to really start to be kind of concerned is, well, when you see BTC start to become bearish, obviously, then you need to start really paying close attention. But if BTC becomes bearish against dollar simultaneously with alts becoming bearish against BTC, so if you see like BTCD put in a low and then reverse, and now it starts to trend upwards, while BTC is trending downwards, that would be kind of your cue to start to explore shorting altcoins on USD. And
yeah,
what people don't realize.
The only thing I have
Go ahead.
The only issue I have with that is there's still so many sort of decent alts with good fundamentals that have absolute rock bottomed Bitcoin pairs. Some have already started moving, and that's fine, but there's still so many that haven't even started yet, I think.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the charts, it certainly looks that way. And like I wasn't saying that has happened. That's going to happen right now, because I'm still kind of sticking to my target on BTCD, where, I mean, I think that's going to go to, I think it stop runs 50 and goes to like 49 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'll show you.
So have a look. I would just because I'm already bullish on this project, but have a look at Tomo BTC and tell me what you think of that. Looking at that chart on like a daily or weekly time frame, because I think that looks rock bottomed. I think that's gonna just get sent. But that's just my own personal view. I'd be interested to hear yours.
This, that's an hourly. Okay, let's look at the daily. Yeah, this is getting volatile. It's spending a lot of time. This is an area where, look at this, right? If it breaks out of this, it gets sent. It gets sent as fuck. So, where is I'll just use this, but here, and here, with the stop run here. This is.
Oh yeah, the stop run. Oh man,
that was a nasty one, right? this probably kicked everybody out.
It's you got to play the high time frame on this one. You can't get leveraged up and be trading hourly, because it's chopped a lot of people up on that.
Volatility. You don't even need leverage on this, but this range between 3,000 and 5,000 approximately, right? It's a large range, but this is the price at which this has spent the most time. And I would assume if I had VPVR, this would be the largest volume node area also, most likely. So somebody accumulates in here, then they mark it up and shoot it out. But Yeah, it's poking its head out. I mean, the next time it pokes out, you could get a nice move out of that. You know.
Yeah, I got excited on this one on the 23rd of Feb. I thought, oh, this is it, it's going to happen. But then it sort of kind of kind of wicked out, so it faked out and then had like another 50% dump, and everyone was like, oh, you're dumping on your followers. I'm like, I know it's going to go, but it's just, it's something you have to have patience with some of these, I think.
Mm-hmm. B
Yeah, it's one that
Roots,
I'm
B Roots in
liking
the
to.
house. That's my guy. B Roots is a good shitcoiner. This guy's a good shitcoiner. He's got a suggestion. All right. He said, get on that shib. Shib. Is that Shiba? It is supposed to take over
The
Doge.
Doge.
That's like Korean for fuck. That's what that means. Just something fun to look at. All right. I mean, the meme coins do well, right? So, let's see. We'll get back to Gather in a second. But, let's see. Shiba? Shib? Let's see what this looks like.
Oh, that's a real coin?
Yeah, it's real. This is real. Shib.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, B Roots don't fuck around. Yeah, this is bullish looking. I don't know what it is,
Shiba
but
Inu.
I mean, I wish I knew about it, right? Because this is doing pretty good. But I mean, when you look at those dailies, like this could be a rug. Like I don't know. So like, if I just because I say something looks good, like you could buy it and lose all your money. So don't I mean, do your own research, of course. But what's up, Moises? I mean, from a chart perspective, this is bullish looking. That's how I would interpret that. He got in.
I think
I got in the absolute low and did a 200x in 3 days. Okay, so that sucks for me. 200x, huh? Why didn't you tell me about it 2 days ago, bro? The fuck? You're supposed to be my guy. 200x. Unreal. Congrats. Alpha. Somebody talk so I don't have to do the thing where I look at all the charts. Shavi, what you got? Yeah, Alpha looks good too. Everything looks pretty good. I just looked at Tomo BTC, Max. We just looked at it. Alpha does look like it's breaking out. Yeah, right after Doge Pump, I made money on Shib, Cat, Akita, Sirius X's. Yeah, man. Alpha. $2 this is a level. Like if it breaks through this, yeah. Very, very strong implications. Just remember even on these breakouts, they don't just go straight up most often. They will give you a re-entry. Like, there's always a re-entry. So you have this level, it's breaking above it. So your next level's around here. So it can shoot through this and then do this like that and then take off. And this last one can be low, like here with a wick, and really kick you out, and then reverse. So, if this is able to bull flag and break above this line here, like that would hold some pretty bullish, implications there, and then you watch for this level to get retested, right? So this is your wick, retest this, and then you make new all-time high. Like people see this recovery, they see the double bottom, they see the bounces, and they see it starting to reclaim this larger wave here, and they say, oh, this is going to all-time high. So they don't act, they wait till it gets above here, and they're like, oh, confirmation. There's my confirmation. And they long with leverage and put their stop right below this line, and then it does this, retests this level, kicks them out, and then you get your all-time high. I've seen that happen so many times. So although this is bullish, I mean, you could either long now or you could wait for the dip. That's how I see that. But
in that vein, can I ask you to look to check the graph GRT?
GRT. Oh yeah, remember we were looking at this on stream a while ago. It's still kind of, let's see. I think it broke out of that last level. Like I think we were looking at it here, but you know, I think this will go. This will go with the trend. So, if alts continue to perform and BTC kind of holds up, this has a good chance, right? But I didn't even notice really because I was so hyper focused on crypto and everything was pumping for me today that like VIX made a pretty strong move today. What do you think, Shavi, about VIX? Like I don't think we can ignore stocks being short term bearish, right? Like that's kind of what I was trying to get to before I was so rudely interrupted by the guy in the chat. But you know, like if stocks continue to be bearish, I don't think Bitcoin and crypto will sustain the bullishness at least short term. Like by no means am I saying the bull market is over. However, you know, if stocks are going to break more support and really start to free fall, I would expect that at the very least Bitcoin will somewhat follow it, you know, on a short term. And you know, all these moves today can be wiped out pretty quickly. So like even something like that, right? Looks fantastic. However, I mean, it looks great. Let's put it that way. But this neckline, this can reject you, you know? And it'll do just enough to kill the leverage traders, right? Like it doesn't mean like it's going to reject and make a new low, but it might start to show a little, just enough weakness to shake some people out and then continue the move. And, you know, betting on stocks to not bounce is not a great bet. You know, can it happen? Sure. But it's also like not buying support on BTC for the past year. Every time you bought support, you were right. So, like I said yesterday, who am I to say don't do it, right? Same thing with stocks. I mean, if stocks look bearish and they're on support, you kind of got to buy them, right? Obviously, manage your risk, but you know, I keep talking, but I wanted to hear what you thought, Shavi.
Yeah, I didn't like how stocks behaved the last couple of weeks actually, but regardless of like equities being bullish or bearish, I I think it was my plan that crypto will still be bullish for more time, for a longer time, and you know the shittier the asset and the more illiquid and speculative the asset, the more it pumps at the end of a bubble. And so if the stock market was or is still bullish, then everything is well and fine. And if it's not, then the collapse of the stock market will be a sign for me that I should get out of the crypto market on the next pump, knowing that most likely it can pump, it can have one more leg, right? The same way, for example, in 2017, when alt pump after Bitcoin crash, right? So Bitcoin went to 20K and then the alt, like the best alt season, right? And so right now you could see the collapse of the stock market and then BTC being the alt of the economy, pumping, right? And then you could have BTC crashing, then like basically BTC pumping into stocks complacency shoulder. And then you could have the same, like a domino effect of having alt pumping into BTC's complacency shoulder, which comes way after the stock market puts in a top, right? So, and this could have been last week, right? The stock market could have put a top 2 weeks ago, and maybe that's it for the next 10 years, who knows, right? Maybe not, maybe we still have 8 months of bubble and stock market going up, and then maybe a retrace, maybe not even such a deep retrace. I don't know what's in the future, but you know, I'm trying to trade a plan that I understand myself and that has some sort of like certainty. So of course I'm gonna never get 100% certainty, right? But you know, it's a pretty detailed plan. So as soon as I feel like we are out of the rail, I know I'm wrong, and so I know I need to reassess. And like so far, I've been right, and it's been working pretty well. And so I don't really care for the stock market right now because I exited the stock market 2 weeks ago. and I'm just right now playing like down the rabbit hole, the most speculative assets. And even right now, I'm not seeing really the upside on some of these big caps because the money is going on NFTs right now. And so, I want to follow the money. I want to be where the money is. And NFTs is definitely like the last piece of the puzzle of all speculative assets in a time of bubbles, right?
Right.
But anyways,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
100%.
that's my view right now. And so if the stock market goes up, then everything is well, and we have more profit on the long side. And if it's not, then it's a warning, right? It's a warning, but it's not for me. It's not danger
Yeah, it
yet.
doesn't mean it's
It's
over.
what I'm
It's
waiting.
just a warning, and then you watch for the other signs, right? Kind of similar to like how crypto travels in cycles, right? So you have BTC, then you have large caps, then you have mid caps, and then what comes before like the real end is the low caps pump, like super hard, right? And that's like the craziest, riskiest, greediest shit is happening, and then that's like kind of your signal that maybe the cycle is shifting to something bearish, right? So then you kind of add. I like how you did that. You basically add stocks on top of BTC, you know. So stocks, then BTC, then large caps, and so forth. Or you can just lump all altcoins into one. But alts have their own what's it called, cycles amongst themselves based off of size. But for whoever looking at Bancor, this looks pretty strong. Yeah, yeah, this is pretty good looking. I would say looks strong. Um, yeah, but good stuff, Xavi. So speaking of NFTs, like Flow is one that we've been talking about, right? This look, I mean, what the fuck, right? That's super bullish. Very strong, very very strong. They're the ones responsible for NBA Top Shot. Um, so when you see like a trend like that emerging,
Only up.
yeah,
Yeah,
only up, right?
that's
Strong,
against Bitcoin.
strong.
Amazing.
I see a lot of people discussing OGN. That's Paris Hilton is using them, correct? Right? Would have expected a little
It's
more.
it's a great NFT platform here.
I would have expected more, but you can't ignore that volume. I mean, look at this spike
So
here.
what's your take? What's your take on celebrities coming out and shilling NFTs? What kind of vibes does it give you?
Shavi, I'll let you answer that because you have a good answer about that one.
Um, what vibe does it give me? It's not like they're shilling a coin or whatnot. They're shilling like, well, NFTs, which is uh, like very specific, right? So I think even though I understand where you're coming from and what you want me to say, right? You want me to say, it's a sign of a bubble, right? And
Well, no, I mean the discussion was more focused on like because I've seen a lot of people talking in the past about how this time around adoption and top signals are going to be indistinguishable. What we think might be a top signal is actually a sign of adoption. So I'm just genuinely curious to hear your opinion.
well, the way I see it is that basically, they're not shilling platforms or ICOs or, bags. They're just, you know, shilling these quote unquote art or like digital scarcity assets. And it's basically just pushing adoption and pushing, the platforms are built on and forcing the population to educate themselves on how to use uh, Ether or blockchain or a wallet. And I think it's only good, right? And like now it's gonna be something of the times, and people are gonna be able to, like my niece, she's 5 and she knows how to use an iPad, and my dad is 75 and still doesn't know how to send an email, right? And
Yeah,
so it's just that now kids will deal with NFTs, and it's gonna be part of everything, and
of
even of
life.
finance, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of agree to an extent. This time around, what we think we may, believe as top signals based on what our experiences in the past. like 2018, this time round aren't going to be the same. So
Right.
just trying to get everyone's sort of opinions on the matter.
I remember just in 17, 18, there weren't many people saying this is a top signal when stuff was happening, right? Most of the time, when Katy Perry showed something, the majority of myself and the people in the market were saying, "Holy shit, Katy Perry is shilling crypto! Holy shit, we made it! Now the institutions are going to buy our bags." That was kind of the sentiment. There wasn't like multiple accounts all day saying this is a top signal, right? So,
see, and that brings me back to what we were discussing earlier. You know, if the top signal is going to be when everyone actually thinks Bitcoin's or whatever is going to change the world, maybe Ricardo is right in what he's posted earlier, and maybe we are in a sort of hope and optimism, and it doesn't top until it goes fully parabolic at 200K.
Yeah. I mean, I think this could be multiple cycles to the eventual journey, right? Where it ends up. Like this may need to do a couple moves before we break.
What do you mean
100K,
by
right?
ends up? What do you mean by ends up? Like, do you think Bitcoin ends?
No, it doesn't end. Yeah, I guess I don't know where the top is on it, and I'm not gonna try to guess it. But I mean, I would.
You think Bitcoin tops? That's what you're saying? Bitcoin tops? Bitcoin can top? Bitcoin has a top?
Yeah, maybe it just never does. Maybe it just keeps making higher highs forever, like the stock market. I mean, that's possible.
You don't
right?
think Bitcoin goes to $5 million?
I mean, I don't know. Probably not. I don't think so.
I
think
it will. I don't think I'm gonna be alive. I don't know if my kids will be alive.
But I don't think. All right, so let's say we talk like 10, 20 years from now or something like that. I think something will replace Bitcoin that is like uses less energy. I would definitely think that. I think something more. And I'm not like one of these let's be green type of people, but I would just think logically technology would evolve into something similar that's just a little bit more efficient. As far as, like how much energy Bitcoin actually needs to be sustained, right?
I think they're coming up with solutions as far as how to make sure Bitcoin uses only green energy. And this is actually smart and smarter than trying to replace Bitcoin with something more ecological. For example, right now, they figured out that, for example, in the middle of the desert, like, in Africa, you could put solar panels and have the cheapest electricity and create a Bitcoin farm in the middle of nowhere, but that will actually attract people to, it will create a city based on the Bitcoin mining thing. The same way, on the West Coast for the gold rush, you had cities built around the mines because of the gold mining, right? And this is actually brilliant, I think, and I think this is where we're going, and I think this is what's going to happen to the future of Bitcoin and energy. And I think green energy and Bitcoin actually grows together. And that day we manage to unite them and make them happen together, this is going to be even more bullish for Bitcoin.
All right, so 5 million then?
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be alive for that.
I mean, did you guys listen to Suzu's podcast with Kobe the other day?
Yeah, I was sick.
Oh yeah, Suzu is great. I like it.
Very good.
Oh man, he doesn't matter what your opinion is. If you listen to Suzu talk, for an hour, it really pumps you up with that hopium. It really gets you G'd up, because everything he says is completely rational as well.
Yeah,
he makes sense with what he's saying.
He's got big bags too, He's a great salesman.
He's shilling his bags.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was interesting to hear him, talk about his bags, but basically he says like they are gambles and they are like smart gambles and hopefully profitable, but he's just mainly trading Bitcoin,
Yeah. Oh, he was saying that's why people like to get him on board as a seed investor, because he either holds them to $1 billion or zero and nothing in between. If he's bearish on the market, he'll just short Bitcoin and ETH, but instead of selling his bags.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So as far as like actual adoption and what this cycle looks like, I mean, NFTs are clearly taking kind of front and center. Um, I mean, I made a tweet today where I said like, remember like most of these are still scams. Like I don't think that's
Mm.
changed. And like if you're kind of new to crypto, like I think it's an important concept to grasp. But like also understand like scams pump the hardest is like that's like a saying for a reason, right? you know? Like just because something might be a scam or they might not actually be trying to build something in earnest and they're just trying to pump their coin, like it doesn't mean you can't make money on it. But just like a lesson to not become too emotionally attached to the point where you start believing your own bullshit, you know? Like just trade what's hot, scan. I think like in a bull market, like when you look at like who performs the best in an environment like this, it's the gem hunters all the way. Like the guys who are doing research, the guys that are in 100 different Telegram groups, kind of scanning, looking to be early on shit coins, that are low cap and being ahead of the shillers. Like the people who are able to buy something in an accumulation wave before shillers buy it and start shilling it. Like if you can do that
Yeah.
and then realize and don't sell at 50%, you hold on for like 10x or better. That's what you have to do, right? The guys who do that, um, they do extremely well. B-Root says, do I think RSR is a scam? Um, Maybe not in the sense of like, I don't think it's like a scam, but I think it has potential to be the next XRP kind of, and that's good and bad, right? So, I mean, like pre-pump XRP, I think it has that potential to do like a crazy pump and bring in a lot of retail money and make a huge market cap, and then end up like because of the tokenomics and the people involved, the heavy VC investors, and the way those tokens are going to be released. I think there's going to be, once it tops out, there's going to be selling for a very, very long time. And people are going to, when it hits that such a high, they're going to fall in love with having strong hands. And they're just going to keep, you ever hear like, you ever see like communities where like a coin is clearly bearish and it's like doing a 90% retrace? And the whole time there's like guys in the room like, it's down 30%. Just bought some more. I'm happy, like,
Yeah.
down another 20%. Oh, it's so cheap. I can't.
That was
They're
that was
like
the idea on Telegram.
Yeah,
they're like the epitome of that dog in the burning house. And this
Yeah.
is fine meme.
it's
Like,
even worse. It's like they're like, thanking God for this beautiful dip. Down another 25%. It's like, hey, bro, like you have no money. Like you have no money yet, like anymore. So, and then like when
so
they realize
funny,
they
man.
have no money and it's not coming back, like they sell. So yeah, I mean, if you've been in crypto, it's every chat. Like it's always that. Like especially in a bear market, but like something like Dig, right? Like it becomes like a fanatical community. And I would imagine that once like those tokens really start to get unlocked and maybe the cycle changes, I could see the RSR community ending up that way. Bought more RSR. This is great. Like fuck, you don't want to be that. So yeah, um, it's a great time to buy. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's clearly bearish, and then they get really mad at the bottom. And like when they get really mad, then you pay attention because then it's gonna mark up again. But
Yep.
we're getting some amp chart requests. I mean, let's talk about
Well,
it.
just to bounce back on your what you said about adoption and crypto in the future, I'm going to try to make my point without shilling my bag too much. But
Uh-uh.
I'm very excited by like project, like quote unquote project, like I mean tokens, networks, whatever platforms that makes the user very excited to be part of the network. And so I'm not talking about like, community, but more about how the users can be rewarded for being part of the platform, and like even uh, use it on everyday basis. And I think the project that can get that form of adoption and like loyalty from their users will become the big players of tomorrow, right? And yeah, we are probably in a bubble, and probably some stuff are overvalued, right? But if like Aave really like takes over the world, it's gonna keep going higher, right? I don't care if it retraces 75%, it will bounce back, because if it gets adoptions and if it manages to keep its users, it's gonna go up, right? And
Yeah.
uh, there's few projects like that, right? So yeah, in one situation, you have these gem hunters that will know what will be hype before everybody, find the sub 5 million market cap, or even like today the sub 15 million market cap, and know that it's gonna be shielded by a YouTuber 3 weeks later. And
Those guys are the best. They DM you too sometimes. They're like, "Yo, check this out." You know, they put you on.
I
They
mean,
try to put you on.
like
That's what
so
they
many
do.
dojo
They
back.
probably DM like 100 people, like with big accounts or like somewhat sizable accounts, and then like what happens is like maybe 10% of those accounts actually look into it, and then
Yeah,
maybe half of those people actually buy it, and then they start shilling it, and
yeah,
then some of
yeah.
the
That's
people
the cycle.
that were like, "Oh, some guy just showed me that coin," and then I see some guy on my timeline that I know that's pretty cool, like he's shilling it now. Okay, now let me look into it. And then some of those people, like I think they create it. They create the pump. Like it's like the low cap gem finder. Like really is like who makes the market go, because they just fucking DM the fuck out of like everybody, and then they're in every room shilling it, and then like before you know it, the thing starts going up, and then all it takes is a couple of big accounts, and then it really starts to move. And if it has like some decent fundamentals behind it, then that just kind of does the rest of the work, right? So that's like what
They
happens.
put in the work.
They put in
Yeah,
work.
that was amazing. Like
That was me. I used to do that.
this
I used to be that guy. You know, I'd be
I'm
the
not gonna
guy.
name the bags, but the dojo had many plays that, just 2 or 3 weeks later we entered it. Elliott Trade or Chico Crypto would like shield them on there, and so we would get the Chico pump, and that would be a
Yeah,
great.
I fucking love it.
Um,
I love having
we
something that I didn't have to
got
show
this. That was
myself.
great.
Wait for some guy like BitBoy to show my bag and then I sell. You know? But speaking of, I mean,
Yeah, the
yeah, go. Sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, the big YouTubers shilling bags is always like a get out sign.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is and it depends. It depends, right? But if it's like a stupid ass, like, so what was it, CTSI? We were looking at that chart. That didn't look very healthy. And then I found out like BitBoy had just shilled it. So I'm like, all right, like you guys might want to let this thing cool off a bit. But like I remember back in 17, like before I even had a YouTube, like when I really, really first got into crypto, like that was like my favorite thing to do was find like some low cap coin and then go into like Telegram rooms and just start chilling it like a maniac. And then like
I mean, I remember watching some of your very. I mean, wasn't your big hit the Walton
Walton was
chain or
that was the
something?
first video I ever did. Yeah.
That was yeah. I think I watched that like ages ago before we'd
Dude,
ever
that
even
was a
met.
quality video. It was a quality video. It did like a 20x in a month where BTC crushed alts. So
That put you on the scene, that one, didn't
yeah,
it?
that was a big hit, and like nobody was on that really. And then it's kind of like the rest is history. But like this was before that. Like Walton was a good call. I'm talking like coins like Syndicate Coin, which was like a master node on Cryptopia, right? And like shit like that nobody was really trading. And these coins, I mean, I didn't really understand market cap or TA or anything. I was just like looking for shit. And
Don't you find it amazing that like those Cryptopia days or whatever, like they'll probably be gone forever now, like because we have Uniswap, like it's literally made all like those obscure exchanges where you had to go and find low cap stuff on, like you don't have to do that anymore ever again.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, there are a few coins that are not, tokens. and you
Oh
can't.
well, yeah. If they're not tokens, yeah. But I mean, I only really buy tokens these days myself.
Right.
Yeah, I know,
If it
right?
ain't, if it ain't on the S network, I'm probably not interested in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, my thing is, like, I would go into these rooms and just start shilling the coin like crazy. Like, this is going to 10x. I'd say shit like, I heard Superman's going to shill it and, like, stuff like that. Just being like, and then the price would go up. And, like, this is like, I was nobody. I didn't even have Twitter, but I would just, like, be in these rooms in, like, Slack. I used to be in Slack channels. And I'd be like, I heard box mining is about to shill this coin and, shit like that. And then I would watch the price go up like 10-20% because it was like one guy in the room must have saw what I said and been like, oh, Korean Jew thinks this, and then he bought it and the price would go up. It was such a rush. I fucking love it. I loved it. It was so much fun. It's so much fun being like an anonymous small account and like, just like shilling coins to people. It's funny. It's a lot of fun. I think most of us started off as that. Like the best is when like I'll go to DM somebody on crypto Twitter and like they'll have like a reasonably sized following, some of them large, and like I go to DM them and then I realized there was like a whole like they had like messaged me like trying to shill some coin to me, like way back when. I'm like, oh my bad, man, I didn't mean to ignore you. Like wow, you've really done well for yourself. It was like some guy like, hey KJ, what are your thoughts on this? And like you get so many, you just don't answer them all. But
you can't. I mean, some people do. I can't. You can't.
but these guys end up like they stick around, they do well, and they work hard, they grind, and the next thing you know, they got 50,000 followers, and it's like, damn, like it was the same process for me, So it's dope. I like that. I like that about crypto. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. Shooter said he's going back to Merca talks. Yeah, remember that? Deep in Lux on Cryptopia. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Library credits.
Oh, I see. Like you have the AMP chart behind you.
I do have
So,
the chart.
Blunt, is there an Elliott wave in there? Like that's obvious to you. Do you see anything?
AMP. Hang on. I think because I'm watching the YouTube live stream. It's a bit behind, so I'm not seeing what.
I've had AMP up for a while. It should be up there.
Pull it up.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that AMP USD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a lot different for me. I must be on the wrong thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's a funny. It kind of does look like accumulation, where it is right now, but that leg down from the highs, it's also like a sort of doesn't look right. It's too deep.
Yeah, something happened here on Gemini, but didn't happen on other exchanges. But yeah, it looks pretty bearish to me, to be honest. But I don't know.
I think it'll probably pop up, fake out up around 28, 29 cents, maybe 30, and then maybe continue down again. That's what I think will probably happen. Fake out, then dump.
Interesting. People are like literally yelling at me in the chat like they're coins. Ren! Like that's what I'm picturing. Like exclamation point. Ren! Fucking Ren, man! Do Ren! Like please, calm down. Oh my god. I have to do Ren. I get yelled at. If I don't listen, that's what pissed me off earlier. Some guy yelled at me while I was listening to. So first the guy yelled at me. He said, "Why do you have Bluntz on the stream if you don't let him talk?" It was like the thing just started. I'm like, we're gonna let him talk. Calm down.
We're just chilling, man.
Yeah, we're just like having a conversation. I didn't realize I was bogarting the mic, but so that was the first comment, and then the next guy is like, he asked some question about some coin, and I was listening to Bluntz talk. I said, shit, I'm talking too much. Let Bluntz talk. And then he's like going, why do you have us on the stream if you're not going to answer the questions? That's what he said. That's what he said.
Yeah, some people are just fucking retarded, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell them.
But most are good, so it's all good.
Most of them suck. But the good thing is my channel is so small. See, like I'll give you an example. We've had about 200 people, in the stream this whole time. I only have 50 likes, just 50, because they suck. The people suck. They really do. It's not nice. And they're ungrateful. Bluntz was breaking down something good, and the guy's like, "Answer my question now."
Yeah, I just don't read the chat.
Yeah, I have to, or else they yell at me and trying to keep people happy.
But yeah, Ren was something I like a few weeks ago. I was super pumped
Oh
up
yeah, me
about
too.
Ren. I was
Me
like,
too.
yeah, this looks mad, and it did pump. But now I'm a bit on the fence. Now it kind of looks like a lot of things though, which is what's throwing me like, just that move down. I think is the like 50%. That's a big move.
It's not.
But
It's not too much. It's not too much different than AMP, really. Like what it's doing.
yeah,
But
that's why I think this next move. I think it's not good. I think it looks good here, but I think it'll probably maybe push up to and then form a lower high up around 150 or something. Like that's kind of what my first take on it would be.
150.
So I think it looks, yeah, I think it looks okay here, but I do think that this next push up is probably a bull trap.
150. Yeah. That would be a nasty one. That's an area, for sure. That would coincide.
So
that's
what?
that's like Bitcoin at 55K, is where that is, if that happens. You know.
Yeah, well, but see again, the same thing could be said with Bitcoin. I'm still on the fence with Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't know if if we're going to go to straight to all-time highs from here, or if we're going to put in a lower high and then have one more leg down towards 40K. I mean, right now we're in the middle of the range, so it's like it's fucking coin flip here.
Hmm.
You can't really get long right here, in my opinion. Like now, it's like you're literally in the middle of the range.
Yeah. This is like no trade zoning, in my opinion, on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know, if you didn't
completely agree.
if you didn't take profit on this candle or this bounce, then you're kind of stuck with your thumb in your ass here. But I don't know if I was like long Ren from previous
go, yeah.
waves, like I don't know if I'd be selling here. I don't think I would. But it's not. I don't know. It could do a lot. There's a lot of things it could do there. You know.
That's bearish M, but if this breaks up, it goes very high, I think.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
150, like Brown said.
Bluntz, do you actually burn? That's a question. Are you a smoker?
Not really. I like to grow it. I like
grow
to
it?
grow it. I use just
Oh,
growing
shit.
it for my
Can
mates.
you roll a blunt? Do
I
you know
like-
how?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't actually smoke that much at all. I prefer to grow it. I just like weed. I like looking at it. I like smelling it. I don't actually like smoking it. No.
Huh. Interesting. So
I'm a grower. Like I've got a bit. I'm a green.
you're a
I like
grower.
bonsais.
You're
and
Miss
fucking
Dr. Green Thumb.
all that
Okay.
sort of shit.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And you live in you're Australian? Are you Australian?
No comment.
No comment. Okay. Damn. I'm curious. It's definitely sounds Australian, but come on, Bluntz, you lied to me. It's okay. I mean, I don't smoke anymore either. I used to smoke like a lot back in the day. This was many years ago, but I just don't enjoy it anymore. Let's see. Yeah, they want me to do gather, so I'm gonna do that. We were talking about this, and when you talk about adoption, like this is my adoption play because like it's actually like happening. So, kind of simple, right? I mean, it's an idea that people understand. Ads suck, so instead of doing ads, you lend out a little bit of your computing power. Like I've heard this idea mad times actually. I remember when they first pitched it. I'm like, doesn't every fucking crypto say they're gonna do that? Like I remember Iona saying that. Sonum, we're gonna. What else? There was a lot of them, right? Sia Coin, I think, was something like that. They all had this concept of like, if everybody puts their computers together, we'll have a supercomputer, and then we can do all sorts of shit with it, right? And
Like Sonam.
right, like Sonum, right? Wasn't it? Like I love the idea, but I just got so tired of like hearing it over and over, and then not seeing anybody do it. So now along comes Gather, and they're like, hey, we're actually doing it, and we have clients that are doing it. Yeah, see, doesn't Bat do that? Yeah, but like, who's actually doing it, though? So what they're doing is instead of the ads, you use the computing power, and they use that power to mine, so that generates capital. But they also harvest or gather the power, and then they sell it to corporations who need computing power. Like, that's real. And they have billion-dollar corporation that's buying computing power from them. So you had like this $3 million cap coin that only raised $300,000. You know, they didn't have all these VCs. They had a bunch of crypto traders in the dojo giving them like 2 or 3 F, and they started this thing, and it took 4 years. They went through the whole bear market. I thought they were going to exit scam for sure. Not even only exit scam. I figured they would just run out of money. You know, they only had $300,000, and like we waited and waited and waited, and like 4 years later, it's like they have a real fucking company, and they're about to go live this month, and they're going to be making like, it's like a multi-million-dollar business that they have. So like, how many crypto companies are actually like going to make money with their coin, like with their project, right? I can't think of that many. So, you know, at one point this was like $3 million cap like a few months ago, and it's like, you know, let's look at this. Does this make sense? Does it make money? Most of the cryptos only make money, like Ripple, by selling their coins to you. That's how they make money. This one, their business is making money, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they have a built-in incentive where they use 20% of their USD revenue to buy back their own tokens. So they're not only are they making money with USD, they're using it to buy back the tokens. And, you know, like, I mean, I think it's worth looking. Obviously, the chart is incredibly bullish. It spent a lot of time in this shockwave, which it's now breaking out of. It's like every week they partner with somebody else. So, you know, when people ask me what I'm bullish on, it's this. This is what I'm bullish on. I think this can do crazy numbers, like legit. Like, I think it could do crazy numbers. That's why I did the video in YouTube when it was like, here. It's after this crazy pump, now KJ does the video, right? Like, that's fucked up, right? But in the video, I said,
But
hey,
that was a nice accumulation
Yeah.
range. Like,
I said, hey, don't buy now. Look at the chart. Look at what it's doing. It's making bull flag after bull flag. You want to buy dips on this. You don't want to buy it now, but watch it. Keep an eye on it. Do your research, and then keep an eye out. So like, you could have just bought all of this was buying, right? Perfect retest. Doesn't break. Doesn't revisit this structure. It holds here. And BTC got scary. Alts got scary. Look at the other alt charts. A lot of other alts like broke structure. They didn't do so well. This held on. So like, as long as this holds, like, that would have been a good sign. And now it's starting to break out as they have mainnet launching and other catalysts going on. So, you know, I would suggest the people watching, I don't do a video on a coin if I think it's going down. Let's put it that way. If I think the top is in. I think that people are going to seriously underestimate what type of move this can make. It's still very early. It's incredibly early. Like, it sucks. If you didn't buy here, it sucks for you. You know, that could have been great. But that doesn't mean that this is going to stop going. You know? Like, there's a lot going on. And when you compare it to what else is out there, it's severely mispriced. And people will soon realize that as it gets more publicity, as they start to do things, as they start to make more money, right? It's going to be legit. It's legit. So that's it. That's all I'll say about it now. Gotta get my shill in, get my shill on. So
It definitely goes in the category of coin that I was describing earlier that can really harness.
I mean, I mean, I think this is going to 10x from here. Okay, I said it right. So $3.
what's the market cap now?
It's like 20 million. This is going to go to like
20
this
mil.
is going to go to like $3 to $5. Watch, like in a few months, 3 to 5. Heard it here first. That's my target.
Nice.
Okay, never said that out loud, but that's where I think it's going. So I would keep an eye on that guy. Did I just say that out loud? Well,
$3.
yeah, I fucking said it. $3. Put me down. 10x from here. So that means like the people that bought it like 2 cents, you know, there's your 100x and change. It's going to happen for you, but boys, all you have to do is do nothing.
Do you guys ever look at Bitcoin dominance and analyze it?
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
you think it's not worth doing, or
Oh, it's definitely worth doing. Of course. You have to look at it.
what do you think?
I think it's skewed. I think it's skewed because there's a limit, right? Like Bitcoin dominance will never go to 100%. It's not possible, right? I mean,
Yeah.
technically it's possible, but obviously that will never happen. So I think people look
Nah,
at the
never.
chart, but you have to look at the chart and realize there's a line that it won't cross. But that being said, like this can give you, so this move up here where it hit 73, this was the level that I was looking for. Look, this is a trend line from the low. This is alt season. This
Yeah.
right here is alt season. Trend line, respected. This is where, when I told people, I said, listen, this looks like BTC is fucking ripping. I think dominance is going to break 70. Maybe 72, 73 is where it goes. If that happens, then that's your time to take risk on alts. I said it. BTC dumps. XRP dumps 60% in one day. Link is down 35%. It goes to like $8, $9. Everything is down 35, 40% because XRP has got SEC troubles and people are saying, oh, they're going to go after all the altcoins, all this bullshit. And I said, oh, it just hit 73 on BTCD. Everybody buy alts now. I've started pinging everybody in the dojo. Fucking buy now. Don't be a bitch. Buy now. You know, and like look at that, what happened that day. That's literally the low on USD on alts before a major markup. So I would say, yeah, absolutely. This chart matters. What it's doing now is it looks like it's picking up steam for a bear flag here. This, I mean, can this be support? Sure. But this looks like it's just like it's hanging on by it. It's just hanging on. And when it breaks, this box gets filled, I think. All of this. See these links here?
So if this is a bear flag and it breaks down, that's what I meant. Like,
this is where it's going to go, and that's where your euphoria comes in. That's what I'm looking for. So, you know, I'm standing by that. I think it can definitely happen. We don't want to see BTC turn bearish and this start rising. But for that to happen, that would really fuck up people like in alts and overall in the market, like if it was the end. And I think for that to happen, it has to come from lower on this chart. It has to be a stronger move up because this top, like this can only go so high. This can't go up here. It's not possible. It can't. It can just go back to here or here, like maybe up here, but I don't even think so. I think like somewhere around this area is the highest it'll ever be because there's just growth. And as the growth continues, this will only downtrend. This isn't going to uptrend. This is going to continue to downtrend. So
Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah. Bitcoin dominance isn't going to go higher than like here. This is like the highest I could ever see it going, 80. Like I don't think that'll happen, but I don't think it's possible for it to go higher than that.
Because the chart goes all the way back to 2016 and like
altcoins like didn't exist, you know. So,
people are conditioned to think it can, go.
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's retest 96%. But like the fact was, like the only coins that existed were like, this was the infancy of like what smart contracts, altcoins, and all that was, right? So to look at it at face value and say this is a chart that's going to behave like a normal chart that I see, like, yes, it does observe rules of TA, structures matter, MAs you can even look at. I don't tend to use them too much on this chart. I just look at like the price action of it and see like what I'm seeing and look at trends. But this is a pipe dream. It's not possible. It's not logical. It won't happen. So the nasty move where BTC dumps against USD and alts dump against BTC, that creates this vortex that fucking kills everybody that's in alts like real hard. Before they know what's happening to them, they've lost over 50% of their net worth, and they're sitting there saying, what a discount, and they buy again, and they take out credit card loans, and they buy the dip, and then it dumps another 50%. That has to come from somewhere down here, I think. And then maybe it bounces up to here, and that fucks them. But I think this goes down. This breaks down. That's how I see it. But this isn't the be-all, end-all. I don't just only trade like, oh yeah, this looks a certain way, because it can fluctuate, for sure. So like if I'm trading an altcoin like VET, let's say you're in VET, like you have other points of data, but you're just looking at vet chart first and foremost. And if vet looks bullish, then you're bullish vet. That's it. You know?
Yeah, I think it's a good gauge, to know when to be sort of more positioned in alts or more positioned in Bitcoin. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Do you use it?
Yeah,
You do.
I use it. Yeah,
What
definitely.
do you think? I'm curious to get your thoughts on it.
I think I was thinking it was going to have a bounce probably up to 67 before continuing down. I didn't think it was just going to be sort of one straight line down. But as it's kind of unfolded, I do agree it is starting to look like a sort of flag now, like a continuation where it's just sort of, I don't think it's accumulate. I think, yeah, it's just going to eventually maybe break
Just gonna
down again
roll
to like
over, right?
58. I don't think it's going to go straight. I do agree with you in where ultimately is going to go, 50, 48, 50 or whatnot. I'm not sure whether or not it's going to go straight in one line there.
Yeah. I feel you.
I think it'll play bounce first.
It's better that way anyway. But like this, so this bounce here to 65, that was scary. And we were looking at, I remember talking to Stillman about it. We were looking at it and we both had the same line on our chart. So that kind of proves that like this chart works, because before this happened, we're like, yeah, this could bounce here, do a dead cat. But like if it goes to 65, 75 or like this level and breaks through, then, that's dangerous. It could be very dangerous for alts. And if this does not reject in that area, I think we need to leave alts for now. And it went up there and it was like, all right, guys, let's pay attention. This is dangerous. And it rejected. So, great spot. But if you cross this, definitely would bode bearish for alts, I think. Peanut Walter says parachains will KO Bitcoin dominance. Huh. I wish I could say I know more about what that even means. But Xavi, maybe, or Bluntz, you guys know what he's talking about? We're talking about like
I don't
Polka
know.
Starter.
I mean, I haven't really delved too far down the dot ecosystem rabbit hole, to be perfectly honest.
Xavi? Stillman would know. Stillman would know.
Can you hear me? Yeah, basically, there is a very limited amount of project that will be able to build on Polkadot. It's not like the Ethereum ecosystem where you can just spin a EVM, spin a project and a smart contract and deploy a token. On Polkadot, it's way more selective on who can do what, and there's only a few seats. And basically, each project that's gonna get a seat is kind of guaranteed success, right? And so that's what's a parachain.
So a scam.
Oh, nice.
Guaranteed success.
Yeah, it's better Ponzi.
Yeah, that's a good Ponzi. Dot going to be mini 100 fractal. I'm looking at Dot. I mean, yeah. There's a lot to like about this,
If you want to look at Phala, PHA, that's one of the Polkadot that's being speculated that's gonna get a parachain. I can give you a few. I have a list.
Just recently listed, right?
I'm sorry?
This was just recently listed, right?
PHA?
PHA, yeah. Fa on Binance.
It's been a few months now. Oh, that's on Binance. No, it's Uniswap stuff.
Yeah, but now it's on Binance, so.
Okay, yeah. Okay then. Well, you don't see how high it is from the Uniswap, right? You don't see the.
Yeah, not on this chart.
This is way higher on it.
Not on this chart, so. I would watch to see it make a move above. Keep an eye on this guy. Could get. I don't know. You're saying the fundamentals are pretty good. Let me look at it on this. Let's see. Fa.
Personally, I've been pretty bullish on
Yeah, wow.
Cosmos ecosystem.
Cosmos.
Yeah, Cosmos and all the Cosmos related coin. I'm pretty bullish on that ecosystem and how things work and are interoperable. Uh, Pretty cool.
My brother got a good entry on this. He traded this. Cosmos. Atom.
Oh, it went good today. It's like above $20 now.
Let's see. Nasty dip. That's nasty. Looks good though. Being supported by this MA here. That's 21. Way above these two. So still plenty bullish. Looks good.
I don't think the all-time high is in on this one. But it's kind of the same thing we were talking about yesterday about Polkadot, right? Is it doing a complacency shoulder or is it going just to make a new high?
Yeah, if all of these, so like a lot of the larger caps are in a similar structure here, like BNB for instance, right? If all of these break out, that's alt season. Like, don't wait for what happens. Be like,
But
just
some did break up already. Like you look at VeChain, like VeChain looks like Cosmos 2 days ahead, right? Or we were looking at the graph earlier. The graph looks like Cosmos
no, it
uh,
didn't break though.
2 days ago.
It didn't break. VeChain didn't break yet. They all look the same. Yeah, VeChain is just ahead of Cosmos, but like,
So they look. VeChain looks like what a lot of these alts did look like. I mean, sorry,
I know,
a
like
lot of these alts look like what Bet did look like.
right. So like, let's look at like BNB, right? Not this quite the same, but these are all huge markups with like now it's making a flag. If these big wide things break out here, the next move is going to be fucking crazy and cause euphoria, I think. Like
for sure.
that's what I'd be looking
So-
for. I can't tell if this guy is like one of those like bots. He keeps asking me about David Chom. Do you know who David Chom is?
No.
Shot
No.
He keeps asking
What was I
about
gonna
David
say?
Chom.
So currently, like for me, it's definitely the mid caps and the small mid caps, which are what are popping. So yeah, I agree. If something like BNB goes on a run again, it's a large enough cap, and it kind of looks like it will. I think if BNB breaks 265, 270, I think it will, and then yeah, I agree. Then enter everything because it'll take everything up with it probably.
Yeah, if these make another breakout, like I think you're looking at alt season, like true.
I agree.
In the truest sense, right?
But it's on the cusp right now. It's like it hasn't happened yet. But like seeing some of these alts, like because I was very on the fence over the last couple of days, and I woke up this morning and I looked at a vet. Obviously, it looks different now because it's pumped like another 17% or something. But I looked at that and I was like, this is breaking out, but this looks like what a lot of the other stuff look like, which I was skeptical on. So I was thinking, well, I'm going to long this because it's breaking out. And now I'm starting to think that some of these, maybe potentially these mid caps which are starting to break out are actually leading the pack and are showing us what's to come for everything else. That's kind of where I'm leading to at the moment.
Got it. Bluntz, do you know Hugh Janus? You ever heard of him? Augie. Hugh.
You got.
Hugh Janus. What's so funny? What?
Yui.
Oh man. David
what about you
Vanderwijk,
look at,
can you
Luna
go over
today?
how you look for? I'd like to hear this question too. That's a great question, Dave. Bluntz, how do you look for exits on a trade? Can you go over how you look for exits on a trade? 4 question marks. So that means it's extra important that you answer this one.
I kind of, for me, I mean, obviously, because I use Elliott Wave, so obviously, let's say I think it's a tip. For me, I go on wave structure, so I'll kind of have, obviously, if I'm buying something expecting it, to make a new high, obviously, I'll have a target in mind at a new high. So let's say for vet, for instance, if I think it's going to break out, I think it's going to go maybe 30% higher. I'll kind of have that loose target there, and I'll set my take profits there or whatnot. But then as it gets closer, I look at the wave structure. So obviously I like Elliott waves. So if I think something's either doing an extend where it's like a 1-2-1. Actually, I better maybe I share my screen.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
Probably easier.
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna grab. I think it's a Yamakaze night. Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, like let's say, I mean, I'm just gonna use this as an example because it's just what I'm long right now. I'm not trying to show my bags, but for me, let's say, can you guys see? Can you see
Shout
that?
out to D King. Yep. We give them a second to catch up. It takes a sec. Okay, they should be able to see.
So all right, so let's say for instance, I think this is gonna pot, and I'm like, okay, this will do 30% or whatever. So I'll have a loose target. I'll have a loose target up here, but like for me, for instance, I think this. So I look at this from an Elliott wave point of view. I think this is sort of a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So if this just goes straight to my target in one fell swoop like this, I won't take profit at that target because it hasn't completed the wave structure. I need to see a 5-wave move complete. So for me, that's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then obviously this is another series of 1-2s. So to be like that. So if it gets to my target and I can account for all of those waves, I'll take profit at my original target. But if it gets to my original target and it hasn't completed all of the waves or it doesn't look complete yet, I'll just keep raising it until it does look complete. And then every time it sort of makes every time it makes a lower high like this, I'll just keep raising my stops. So as it pulls back, I'll raise my stop to there, and then I'll raise my stop to there. And eventually, if it doesn't reach my target and it starts to pull back, I'll just get stopped out in profit. And that's pretty much it, really. Yeah.
I like that.
So for me, it's different for other people. I don't use fib extensions. For me, it's all structure based.
Yeah. I love it. Love it.
And yeah, that's pretty much.
That's a really good answer to a hard question. Good question.
Oh, I mean, everyone's different. It's something everyone's going to be different. There's no correct way of doing it. That's just what I've learned. Right. What works. I've learned that works best for me over the years.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that answer. David Chom had a good wiping strategy. Oh man, that was a good one. So this other guy just made a good point, and I don't disagree actually, George Katz. I think the expectation that every coin will have an alt season is a pitfall. Yes, I agree. I don't think you could just look and say every coin is going to perform. If Bitcoin dominance drops and altcoins are bullish, yes, almost every coin will probably give upside, especially on the USD side. But obviously some are going to clearly outperform others. So like before stream in the room, we were talking about like EOS, for instance, right? So I think we can all agree it's been a bull market. Alts have been performing great. But if you look from March 2020, for the past year, it's basically spent most of its time in this range, right? And you got one breakout here. But like from the middle of the range, your middle is about 250. This crosses $5. So it does a 2x at the last second, and then it retraces a bit. And ultimately, if you bought in this range, right now you'd still be like, hey, I made money. I feel good. But imagine what you could have bought instead of this, right? Not everything is equal. You could have bought BNB, for instance, something like that, or whatever. But it's kind of the same concept. Like, this isn't having an alt season right here, but it is performing. And, I mean, overall, I agree with what he's talking about. thinking that. So
Same
you might be in just fucking some shitty ass bags and holding, and then you're holding EOS, and you're like, when's EOS gonna do a 10x? And the whole cycle can pass you by, and then you retrace. So it's dangerous, and it's kind of like. That's why it's like it's good to have like separate portfolios. If for whatever reason you're married to like this coin that did $1 billion raise that Larimer is jumping ship on, and you're just such a staunch EOS supporter that you want to hold on to it, just make sure you're not all in. Like have capital allocated to take shots on coins that are showing promise immediately. Like Flow, for instance. We've been talking about Flow for multiple streams now. Only up. That's all it does is go up, right? Last night we talked about Luna. What did I say about Luna? Hey, this is bullish looking. Now it's going up again. Xavi's been talking about this since here. So you want to have you don't want to be like all in on like one coin, especially if that coin sucks, Be able to play what's hot. That's how I made money in 2017. Yeah, I outperformed.
And you recognize, when it's trending as well, like.
Yep.
Because a coin that was hot can become not hot. Like Tezos is another great example. That had a lot of promise. That had a huge fan base.
100%.
It had its first pump where everyone got excited about it, but at some point it got made obsolete by DeFi. DeFi made Tezos obsolete, and then it stopped trending, and like. Some people didn't recognize that, and they just kept long in it all throughout the real alt season. And they're just not making optimal returns.
Yeah, look at that on I mean, this is horrible. Horrible. This is ugly. It's extremely ugly on BTC pairing. Like, this was your move. When you see a wave like this develop after a markup, and this is support, then look at this bear flag right here. Look at it. This is so clear.
Yeah, it's ugly.
When that bear flags, this is nothing but bearish.
It's dead. It's dead.
Bear
People
flag.
just don't realize it yet. It's only being. It's a rising tide lifts all boats situation. Like, it's getting dragged up with the rest of the market, but it's far from a good play.
Personally, I think you could play it here, actually. So, crazy enough, it's a real degen entry, but I think you could play it here. But the
I'm
people
gonna
that
say I don't think it's dead on the FA side. I'm probably sure that one day someone will bring DeFi to Tezos, and then the European government will do the Eurocoin on Tezos, and then it's back alive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. But the narrative died. Anyway.
Yeah. If you were holding this for the past 6 months, though, you fucked up. I mean, look at this. This is like the opposite of bullish. Like the stark opposite.
You still made money, but not anywhere near as much
this
as
is
you should have.
parabolically bearish versus BTC. It's horrible. You could have just held BTC. And as soon as so it spent February to September, spent like 7 months in this large wave after the markup, and when this wave capitulates, breaks down, and then gives you that little the bear flag right there, there's no reason to be in this, really. But right here, somebody was saying, hey,
For the day.
it's on sale. I'm buying more. And then it
Nice
bear
dip.
flags.
What
Yeah.
a beautiful day. I'm down
Thank you,
10%.
thank you for the dip. Thank the gods. Thank the crypto gods for this beautiful dip. And they buy this. All right, it's bouncing. Here we go. And somebody in the chat goes, here comes EOS. I mean, XTZ. Here comes Tezos. And as soon as he says that, it does this. And then, oh, I'm buying more. Don't do it. Understand TA. Like, even if you're a pleb, it doesn't hurt to understand basic TA. And, yeah, Tezos, I mean, technically, this could potentially be another bear flag on the bottom. But what I actually see is a bull flag and another bull flag, right? This is not drawn to scale. But this has the potential, right? So if we really want to dig into it, we can look at it on a lower time frame, but we've now put in 1, 2. So this low does a low here. This does my little horseshoe structure that I like. Does another one with a higher low. Breaks out, makes a little mini structure bull flag that's bullish. I love these. Pops up, makes a longer bull flag, breaks out, and now it's making an even nastier looking one. But if this guy breaks out after this, this has implications of this level and this level, like at least. And it ran everything. There is no support here. This almost looks like, this looks a little bit like H-bar with pre-pump to me. So let's look at it. I don't know. I kind of like Tezos versus BTC here. I like it. So Tezos has the same kind of thing. Not the same because this is not as pronounced as this, but same kind of thing where it spends a lot of time in here, which eventually capitulates, gives you your little bear flags, and then it runs this support where people think it's dead. And let's see what it did on the lower time frame. Bull flag here. Bull flag. Then it gets really bullish. Like this, one of these, this is super bullish. So this isn't doing that. But if this guy starts to break out, I would pay attention to it. I think it's worth a shot. But the original point that we were trying to make is that not everything is created equal. And you gotta be willing to play the hot hand, right? And clearly this was not the hot hand. Okay? So you have to understand that. And be able to willing to drop your bag, play what's hot, and if you really love it that much, wait till it gives you a structure that makes sense. So if this is able to turn into another bull flag and not just be one giant bear flag, but I don't think it is. It doesn't look like that to me. It looks like it's bullish now, to be honest. This looks bullish to me. Like, I think it's bullish. But it can break down again and just be awful. And if that happens, you better get the fuck out. But if this starts to break out now you can get back in. And in the meantime, you played Flow, you played Luna, you played Amp, you compounded your capital, and now you can buy a bag 10 times bigger at this level than what you owned up here because you used the stop loss, and when this guy broke, you got out, right? And then you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, now this has potential. I'm willing, my risk tolerance will allow me to take a risk here, and I'm going to buy a big position in Tezos, 5 times bigger than I had up here, and I'm going to leave my stop below 5,000 sats. If it goes below 5,000 sats, fuck this coin, I'm out. I'll never touch it again. But I'm going to enter here, and I'm willing to risk it going to 5,000 sats. And you take a trade like that, and you just kind of walk away for a bit and see how it plays out. You know, people that are able to do that tend to do really well in this market. But the people that buy up here and hold through this and then sell this don't do well. You don't want to be that guy, right? Hello?
Yeah, so I was just looking at the big Bitcoin, just watching Bitcoin. I'm just like, oh, not quite a fan of this 4-hour candle shaping up.
Let's take a look. Let's see. Yeah, the daily doesn't look great. Ooh, that's a nasty 4. We still got 32 minutes, but it doesn't look good. That looks terrible, actually. Similar to this guy.
Yeah, that's why.
This guy was a trap, though. This was a bear trap. Let's look at it a little closer now. See what's doing. It ain't great. It's not great. But this could be a bull trap and a stop run on shorts.
Yeah, see, this is what I was worried about.
But Bluntz, I know you've been shaky on
before.
BTC lately. It's been shaky.
I've been shaky. But then
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
It's conflicting because then you see alt start popping and you think, oh, maybe Bitcoin's
say,
just lagging, or maybe. But
I would say this you see these two MAs here, this probably gets hit, right? And then we see what happens.
Yeah.
But if
I
this
think
closes
below
like this,
those MAs,
if this closes like this, it goes through that. I think. Yeah, I agree. And then you might test this guy. If you test this guy, and it holds, it's super bullish. But I'm not certain it's going to. Let's see. Let's zoom in a little closer. Like, this is ugly looking. It's not great. But what's the volume on this? Nothing from nothing. You know, candle hasn't closed yet. Wait and see. But it don't look pretty. It's not a pretty looking candle, that's for sure. These almost
No.
always this would almost always represent further downside in the short term. But
Yeah.
let's see. How are alts reacting to this? Let's see.
See, the thing that worries me as well is where it reversed from was the 61.8 on the dot, like literally to the tip, and that's where it's reversing from, which is what also adds weight to my
Yeah.
fear, really.
As well as SPX is in like a nasty looking bear flag situation that could bring further downside here. So stocks not looking great overnight, and we have VIX pretty high. What are alts doing here? What's dominance doing? Dominance is dropping still. So dominance actually looks pretty bearish on the hourly. If BTC puts this candle in and dominance starts rising, I start to get real nervous actually.
Yeah, dominance isn't. But I mean, so I don't really have much Bitcoin at the moment, so I'm not too worried. But I'm just worried about it dragging the USD values of alts down with it.
Yeah, if you're in swaps, right?
Yeah, mainly I trade a lot of perps, so that's.
This guy just asked
always
me what
something
I
I'm
think of
watching.
Gather. I'm like the #1 Gather show. Like you should know what I think about it. Spartan Protocol. I don't know. That sounds kind of gay. Spartan. Remember that guy? Who was that guy, Shavi? It's like Spartan Private Group Trading. I fucking bodied that guy. I never heard from him again. He said something. like it's like the gayest group ever. Like, we're gonna attract people with toned bodies into my training group. Like, we're Spartans. Fuck out of here with that shit. Oh, this is Origin Protocol. Spartan Protocol. I need the ticker, bro. I need that ticker. What's hot right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
I
like
it's
kind
not
of bored
looking,
of crypto. Like,
right now.
Bluntz, like, how are you enjoying this run? Like, are you enjoying like your life outside of crypto, or are you just completely consumed with what's going on? And
Completely consumed. Yeah.
yeah, it's tough to enjoy.
It's
this,
hard.
right?
It's hard. It's hard to enjoy life outside at the moment, for sure.
We can enjoy it later, you know.
It ages you, you know.
No
Trading
shit. Look at
crypto
me.
definitely
I remember in
ages you,
2017, I used to be pretty. You know, I looked young. Now my wife's like talking about like you could just do Botox. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not doing that shit. But no, I'm getting aged. It's aging me. Definitely is aging me. I'm like, it's like enough already with this shit. Get sick of it. Tezos, yeah, this has been super bullish. Like, yeah, you're holding Tezos, but you could have held Chili's. It's exactly the opposite, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, look for something that's bullish. And this had a huge wave that capitulated, took out this low, right? Just like H bar, takes it out. Then what happens? Let's look at how it looks on the reversal. So it's not like it's like sneaky bottom. This is a sneaky bottom. It's big in the gay community, sneaky bottoms. But then you start to make bull flags. This one, and then this guy. This is similar to the move that H bar did, and then you get the huge markup. So I was telling people, I'm like, yo, Chili's is mad bullish. This is bullish. Like, I saw this, I'm like, this is fucking bullish. So if Tezos can do something like this, make these flags and then start to mark up and push its way up, then you're going to get this afterwards. But this is a very strong, interesting player as far as like what they do. They're doing like NFTs with like professional athletes, mainly based out of Europe. they're doing like soccer team, football teams, and F1 racing and shit like that. NFTs licensing for the teams. So interesting project, but I mean when you look at the daily, I mean the USD chart, it's phenomenal, really good. Yeah. So I think that's about it. I mean, I don't know, unless you guys want to talk about something else. I'm like all cryptoed out. I've had enough.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna bounce. I've got some stuff I need to get done anyway. So
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you jumping on. It's always a pleasure, and I learn something every time. I'm sorry, guys, if I didn't let him talk enough. We try to have a conversation. We try to have a conversation. They're like, let Bluntz
that was
talk.
good,
I'm
man.
like,
I appreciate it.
it's
Cheers.
flowing. It's always enjoying. We could do this without the recording. You know, I would. I mean, anytime you want, and you want to talk crypto, I'm always here for you. So, Benjamin Bluntz, Smart
Awesome.
Contractors. Follow him on Twitter, guys. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you, brother. Be safe. Be good.
No worries. Thanks for having me, and yeah, we'll do it again another time.
Yeah, man. Peace out.
Awesome, man. Take it easy. See you later, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Shavi, any parting words?
Alt are not liking this BTC move you were just
They're not
describing,
liking it. Oh, okay. Let's see.
but
I mean, I would imagine
Yeah.
on USD, they're not gonna love it, but let's see. I mean, some of them it hit spots that look dangerous anyway, right? Like that, for instance, that's a spot where it had to reject. It had to like reject at least something. It can't just waltz. It can't just waltz through that level, you know. There's always a little bit of trouble there, you know, on that. Oh, yeah, on Chili's on the hourly, that don't look good either. Yeah, we're in a somewhat dangerous place, I would say. What do you think? Exit all
check
markets? Exit all crypto
EWT.
markets? Yeah, see? Like, I'm looking at VET. This is what I was saying. Like, right here. Just-
even Luna. Look at Luna.
It's going to give you entries, basically. The guys that FOMO'd today on like 20% pumps are going to pay. It's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt them. I don't know. I wouldn't call this death. It's not that bad. This could be worse. This still looks good to me. But can it go back down here? Yeah. Can. Might. It's not great. Not great. Is Asia gonna ruin the party?
Mhm.
23 minutes. I'll show you. I don't know. I don't really believe in it, to be honest. But we'll see.
Believe in what? In the dampening?
Yeah, I don't believe in it. I think it's a trap. It's just it's needed. We gotta shake some people out, you know, push it below 50K again. And then Asia be pumping. They pump like when you're asleep, you know? So that's what they do. You go to sleep saying these fucking Asians and then you wake up to like a big markup. Happens a lot. I don't see anybody saying like, oh, these Asians, blaming the Asians anymore, you know? They've been pumping. So, we'll see. This could just be another bull flag, but we keep an eye on it. I don't know. I'm not sure. HTR Hather. Yeah, I heard about it. I missed it, man. HTR, I was like, yo, that's going to pump. And I didn't buy it. And then it pumped, of course. But, you know, happy for the
I was
people
on
that
that.
end.
I was on that.
You were in
I
that
ride
one,
it a
right?
little bit.
Yeah.
I made good money on that.
Yeah. GameStop. He wants to see. All right, GME. Let's take a look. I'll take a look at GME. Bro, shout out to D King, by the way. Shavi, this whiskey, the Scotch is fucking good. Like, this is really good shit. It's fantastic. Like, it's so good. Amazing. Wow.
Nice.
All right. Like, they don't make it anymore.
That's crazy.
Because like 18 years ago, Japanese people like they didn't know there was going to be such a demand, and like recently, one of these like connoisseurs of liquor like turned on people to like Japanese whiskey. It became very popular, but like these things are aged, 15 years, 18 years, 20 years. So like 15, 18, 20 years ago, they weren't expecting this type of demand, so the supply has literally been exhausted. So these things become out of stock, so incredibly valuable. So when I got the bottle, I didn't realize. I just like opened it and drank it. Like, let me try this. This looks good. 18 years. But then I find out it's like $1,000 bottle of whiskey. I'm like, oh, okay. Tastes even better now. But like legit, like, I didn't know what it was worth. But I drank it and I was like, wow, this is good. This is very good. I was really impressed. Oh.
Let's do it stuff.
KJ, do you know where Jimmy SYD, remember, and Jones and the Dojo OGs that were balling in 2017 are? So Jones's dog, man, he's still around. I see him from time to time. He's around. He's a whale. Jimmy, I don't think made it. I don't think Jimmy. I think pour one out for our fallen soldiers, but I don't think Jimmy made it. I don't think he made it because back in 2017 he was doing crazy shit, like crazy gambling type shit. Like he was going all in on shit, and he was doing like roll, and he had like a very strong gambler tendency, and I haven't seen him in ages, so I don't think he made it, which is unfortunate. You remember Jimmy?
Rings a bell.
He was the little Chinese guy with the Australian accent, and he was mad funny. He was really funny. I miss Jimmy. Forgot about him. This guy keeps asking me about Gather. Like, what?
Yeah,
What? I did it already.
What?
Like, what? What do you think I'm gonna say? Like, what? I want to look because I'm curious to see how it's handling this move. I'm gonna look.
I'm sure it's handling well, like low cap and low
Yeah.
volume, and usually do pretty well better. Do better.
Yeah, there's like cucks selling. You're a cuck if you sell. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Try to tell people, but eventually you're gonna cry. Like that's it. You will cry. One day you will cry. How do you find which alts to play? Frankly, at this day and age, like I have a watch list, Chris, of like I have like a big watch list. So those are like mid cap, stuff on Binance that swaps I could trade with leverage, mid to large cap, and I'll just look at the charts and see what I like. But then like I'm thankful I'm in a group with like the dojo is not what it used to be in 2017. It was just like me and like Chris and Foz, but like it was basically like a shill fest. And now we have a group of like people who are like legit traders in there, and I have partners, 4 or 5 partners that everybody's trading their own shit. So I have a lot of eyes on different markets and different coins, and somebody in the room will say, hey, check out this coin, just kind of similar to what you guys are doing, but their eyes are trained, they know what to look for, and they'll be like, finding shit that looks good, and if it looks good, I'll play it. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty simple. But that's how I found my coins these days. Or like if I'll post something on Twitter, I'll check my Twitter DMs, and like people will bring up, coins like low cap, whatever the case may be, and they'll bring up coins, and I'll check them out, and like if they look bullish, like I'll play it. I don't mind. I may never talk about it, but I'll play it. It's pretty cool. You guys are trying to get the street fight story out of me? I don't know if that's I don't know. Story time? What do you think, Shavi?
I want to hear the story about that 12-year-old kid that had a bigger dick than your dad.
Oh my god! You want to now? I have to tell this story. Why'd you do that? I'm like so tired, bro. Like Shavi's blown up.
We can end on that. We can end on that.
We gotta end on it. It's not. It's not even that good. It was just traumatic. It was extremely traumatic. Let's put it that way. All right, all right.
Get it out of the chest.
I have to get it off my chest. Here come. It's time for therapy, guys. You ready for therapy? All right. Let me drink the Yamakaze first. All right. Okay. So, me and my cousin, right? He's on the Jewish side, but he we're 2 days apart. We were born in the same hospital in Brooklyn. We're very, very close, very tight. You know, we used to hang out all the time. Like, our families would get together. Me and him would hang out. And then we would always end up fighting, like, each other. We were very competitive. We would wrestle and fight. And sometimes he won, sometimes I won. But he was no bullshit. Like, he was a tough kid. He still is. He's tough. Tough guy. And I remember, like, and I just randomly thought of this story because it was something that I had suppressed. I totally forgot it even happened. And now I think back, this was like, I must have been about 12 years old because it was right before my bar mitzvah. That's what I remember. And I was visiting my cousin, and we went to this park, right? And he was telling me how he had a problem with this kid at school. And he had beef with this kid. And he's like, yeah, like, this kid wants to fight, you know, let's go. So I'm like, all right, that's my cousin. You know, that's family. It's ride or die. We're going to pop off. And we're going to the park, and I'm walking to the park. And he points over at, like, the playground. He's like, they're over there. The kid's over there. So we start walking. And, my God. So I see this one kid, like, hops down off the monkey bars, and he starts walking towards us, right? Starts walking towards us real slow, with his head up, like he's the shit, you know?
Okay.
And it's like, he wasn't a big guy. Like, he was like a little kid. He was a little black kid, right? And he's walking, like, he's strutting, right? Starts to get a little closer. And, like, I'm looking at him, and then I look down, and his fucking cock is out, like, through his pants. Like, he had his
What?
dick out. Yeah. Like, literally, like, he pulled his cock out and, like, rolled his zipper down and, like, had it, like, through his pants, and he was just walking with it out like this, like, what up, you know? And, like, I looked, and, like, I can't lie, like, it was enormous, you know, like, it was, like, fucking huge, and the kid was mad small. He had a baby face. He wasn't, like, one of those man-childs that had, like, facial hair. He was, like, he looked like a baby, but he had this enormous cock, and it was, like, out of his pants, and I'm 12 years old, and I didn't even have pubes, you know, so it was horrifying. And he walks up, and now he gets real close, and he's just standing there like, what's up, you know? And I switched to a bitch real quick. I was like, I kind of looked away, like, I'm like, I don't want to look. I don't want to look. And you know, the next thing I know, like, it was like the fight was over. We didn't fight. We just left. We're like, you know, and me and my cousin looked at each other. We didn't talk about it, but it was shocking. It was extremely shocking, and it was a hell of a, like, that kid didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight. He would have got fucked up, I think. But pretty sure we would have fucked him up. Like, he had like some girls with him, I guess, but he didn't have plans to fight. He was just gonna come and show his cock off, and then you know, it worked. I lost the will to fight. So I was thinking about that the other day, about when that happened, and you know, it's just fucking crazy. It's a crazy, you know, I couldn't believe that it really happened. This guy says it's gay. I don't know if it's gay. It's just like, I wish I could do that. Like, at that age, I don't think my cock would have went through the zipper part. Like it would have been resting on the zipper, and it would have been very uncomfortable. And, like, you know, this guy was, it was unreal. Like it was shocking. Yeah, it was definitely an alpha move. That was like the most alpha thing I've ever seen. Like this fucking kid. Yeah, you can't fight a guy with his cock out. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's why people have guns. You know, when someone does that. Sefer Suleimani, have you recovered since? Yeah, I've recovered, but you know, it's something that I forgot even happened. I literally forgot it happened, and then I wasn't sure what reminded me of it, but I was like, remember when me and Andrew were gonna go fight that kid, and he just pulled his cock out? Like it was absolutely wild. But yeah, MMA predictions for the weekend. I got, I got Stylebender. I don't know. I think this. I don't know. Maybe I sound crazy, but I think. I think Nunez might get beat. You know. I think she might get beat. So I mean, like she should win, but from a betting perspective, I like the odds on Anderson. Yeah, I like the odds on Anderson. Um, so I would bet Anderson, but and then Peter Yan, but they're all gonna be good. They're all gonna be good. Yeah, yeah. Nunez should win. She should win, but I mean, Anderson's no joke. That chick is pretty tough. Like she's tough. She's not a joke. She's not a joke. And eventually Nunez will lose. So, you know, I saw the odds were pretty big. Like they're pretty heavy on Anderson. I mean on Nunez. So I would bet it. I would bet Anderson there. But I think Jan and Stylebender should get the W's. But it's gonna be good. It's a good card. It's a good card. Um, yeah. Cock of the strut. Am I right? Yeah, that's right. Note to self: pull pants down when feel threatened. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think I could fight a naked guy anyway to begin with, regardless of his size, right? I don't think so. Um, you don't want to touch them. But it was shocking, you know. So what else? What else? What else? I'm getting tired. Getting real tired here. Yeah, nobody
It's
hits the
time
like.
to it's time to trigger some stop losses or to buy some dips. I don't know, but
Mm.
I'm gonna do some clicks.
Let's get to clicking. Yeah, so here it is, right? They're
I'm
really
gonna click.
this 4 hours getting fucked. Let's see. Let's see what the 4 hour close is like. Yeah, that's ugly. This is ugly. We're going here at least, right? I wouldn't buy here. Not yet. Not yet. So this guy, this is what, 48.2? Where's this? 48.6. Okay. This is free fall, like free fall mode. Not much has been put in here as far as support. So this makes sense. Like this. Somewhere here. I say here. Like probably this. Yeah. Anywhere around here. This is probably where that goes. And then you want to see that hold for sure, right? You don't want to see it blow this. So I would watch to see what happens if it gets to this area. And like if it gives you a nice structure to play, you could play it blind. I don't normally recommend that. I like to wait to see what it does on the 1 minute. But like that's it. Like who's even trading BTC right now? Like fuck that. Like once BTC did the bear trap and bounced out of it and then it starts to pump, like you could be in it and then you just move your stops up, but it's not too exciting to trade this. Like this is ugly though. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Like this won't resolve just like in one candle. I think if it does this, it'll do this. Like that. Something like that. If that happens. Let's see. This would be nasty. What do you think, Xavi? Ugly?
You said a few days ago like 32 or something, no?
That's where it goes if this is a bear flag, right? So, yeah, like if stocks nuke, VIX spikes, yeah, I guess for the people still tuning in, you should be aware of this. Yeah, makes sense. So, let's look at this, right? So you don't want this to break. Like this can dip below, but you need it to close above, or else it's not good. You know, like it's dangerous. This is dangerous. So if this breaks down and you go below this, you got it's kind of like this was one there. Looks different, but these are all bear flags, and this is a big one. So if this MA doesn't hold, and you're looking at this guy, if you go below this and retest this and then go, forget about it. Like that's my bearish level, like real bearish, like, you know, it's about 33 in that range, and that's why, like, if this starts to curve over and drop, I don't know if it even gets there, to be honest, but like mid to low 30s is a possibility. If I was short, I wouldn't wait till 33 hits. I'd be closing, you know, anywhere here is where you close, but somewhere in the mid 30s is probably where this would go if this was a bear flag, you know, and it would happen pretty quickly. So this daily is going to be telling, and we got 20 hours left, so a lot can happen. You don't need to go overboard here, but like looking at what it's doing here, the next couple hours will be significant. I think they'll be kind of telling. Yeah, Anderson's a big girl. She's a big girl. This guy said one more story. Any good updates or news? Yeah. What do you think, Shav? Bad? We're fucked? Hello? Shavi gone?
Yeah, sorry, I was
Oh,
muted.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
What do you think?
Some coins are getting like I'm watching the book on Luna, and some people are buying the dip here.
I said this is kind of like where we're gonna go, though. Like, so it could definitely be a shakeout. I still think it is, but it's a kind of nasty hourly. If we get follow through with the next hourly and it breaks below this, like if this gets broken, this 40, if it goes below 47, that's real bad. I think that's real bad. Obviously, like if it goes below 47, like don't short 46.9. You know, it will squeeze and blow you up, and then dip. But like overall, like if we start to get below this level, It would be pretty bearish in my opinion. Pretty bearish looking. It's not great. But right now they're trying to hold this. Let's get a closer look. Let's get a closer look here. See what's going on this. Ooh, somebody's buying the dip. Let's see. This is about to close in 30 seconds. I mean, this is support, really. You don't want to be shorting this, like here. Like opening shorts here is just asking for trouble, to be honest. You don't want that. Like sometimes you could take a short and be in profit right away, and then before you know it, you're underwater. Like that's not a good one. Like most people don't know when to close that because it happens so fast, and like unless your target hits, then, you know, like yeah, you could have won it, but you end up losing the trade because you don't know what to do with it. Let's see. All right. I mean, like, look at the volume there. This is bouncy. It's kind of bouncy.
Yeah.
You know? And then when we look at where this closed, like, this is an ugly ass candle. Decent volume, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm buying this as bearish right here. Let's see.
Re-enter market. Re-enter all crypto market.
You might get one more dip to stop these people out. You might. But you could watch. I mean, let's watch it. Let's see what happens, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing. So, I mean, $49.4. I have to look at the order books too. I don't have the order books open. So we've bounced $400. I'd have to see the order books to give you a better estimate, in my opinion, of what's happening. I pay attention to them, how they're behaving. But let's look at different resolutions. What does this look like? Like looking at this, I can't sit here and be like, that's the bottom. Like this can bounce up here. It could bounce up here and then reject, right? We go back to 5,000 and see what it does there, right? But right there, you could have longed that. You would make money right away, right? You would have made money right away. They all came in at the end of that hourly and bought. They all bought the dip. See? There's always a retest, though. It'll go back down. Let's see. If it bounces off of 49.5, it's good. If that doesn't hold, then it's kind of sketchy. 49.5. You don't long till 49.5. Just wait. Don't long yet. 49.5 on Binance. And then you could put a stop at like 49.375. You could even do it looser, but it's coming. 49.550. All right, now you're here. Yeah, you long now. Now, like right now. You keep your stop at 370. You long this. It's scary. It's getting real scary here. You're longing all of this. Long this. You long it. Right? And you put your stop below. Oh. 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 Oh no. Go. Oh yeah, there's good volume coming in here. It's pretty bearish. Pretty bearish. But they're holding it. Let's see. I don't know if this is gonna hold. I gotta see the order books. It wouldn't have been stopped out yet. They couldn't break it. There's huge volume, right? Not huge, but it's getting bigger. They weren't able to break it there. I think you're okay. I think if you long that, you're okay. They couldn't break it. There's probably a big wall down there. I don't know. I have to see the walls. It's close. Mm. You just put your stop below and then walk away. Like if you lose, you lose. Fuck, I gotta
Not
open.
finan-
I gotta open the exchange, but
not financial advice.
yeah, not financial advice. Let's watch it. I think you have to long this, like you do. 49.5. I told you it was coming. Now you just, your stop is at 375, and then like your first target is here. Is like 50. You could put it like just over 5,000. So 49.5. So, that's your first target. That's like if you're a scalper. Your second target's here, 509. So 49.5, like you're looking for like a $1,500 move, right? And you're risking $200 downside. That's good RR, right, guys? It's not bad. It might not work out. It might not. This might have to sweep these people, and then if this doesn't work, then you're looking at this level, like around here. That's next, around here. So you could even do ladder orders, but I would prefer to just be stopped out, like $200 down. And like if you're scared, I don't care. Like I wouldn't close. If you long 49.5, you don't close 49.6. That's some bitch shit. You don't do that. You're either playing this as if this is the reversal level here. You have nice volume. Let's see how this 5-minute closes. Like this can definitely be a reversal candle. It might not be. Keep in mind, it might not be. Like I'm not saying it has to, but it's all about a game of odds, right? And like what are you risking versus what you gain. If this ends up reversing out of this, here is where it goes, like 509. So yeah, 1,400 up, 200 down, 7-1. It's a good bet, right? That's like betting on Megan Anderson, but more likely, you know. What is that whiskey? Similar to Scotch, more so than other whiskeys. It's a Scotch. I think this is Scotch. This is Japanese Scotch. It's called the Yamakaze 18. It's from the Suntory House. So they're like the OG Japanese Scotch makers. Spartan BNB. Yeah, no, I looked at it. I don't know. I didn't have a comment on that Spartan thing. This is it's gonna be scary more. Like, it can be scary more. Like, what, 421? Like, let's see. That's the low. 421. It can stop this out. Like, typically when I play this structure, if I'm playing this and I long 49.5, I put my stop like a couple $100 below the low, actually, nowadays, because it's just like how price action is. And you got to realize that, like, a lot of us, we got used to trading BTC on leverage, like in between like $4,000 and $9,000. So like you're used to like your position sizes in relationship to like how many contracts you're opening and such. But you got to realize like these candles move $200 to $600 in 1 minute. That happens. So you really like if you're used to trading a certain position size, but like BTC's 10 times more expensive, you can't like sit here and be like, yeah, I'm going to trade my same position size, because the swings will fuck you up. They will. So you got to trade like smaller size and like give it a little bit more room. But the trade that I said was like 49.5, stop at 375, and like first target is like 503 and change, second target 509, third target, you're looking at much higher. So, that's the trade that we're doing live right now. But, this can definitely work out in your favor. It can. Like, if you close right now, this is a 1R. It's more than one. So, you would have won. And then it's up to you. But, like, I wouldn't close now. You hold this. Hold it. Hold it, and if you lose, you lose. And then you live to see another day, right? That's how you trade, Like, this isn't... There should never be like, hey, I'm looking at this chart and like I'm risking everything now. Like I'm gonna risk my whole account now, and if I'm wrong right now, I'm gonna lose everything. Like people trade like that, or like not everything, but like if I'm wrong right now, I'm gonna lose 20% of my account. Like there are people right now buying this, and they're not even they're putting their stop down here. They're putting their stop like here. And they're like, if I lose, this position will get liquidated, and I will then lose 20% of my portfolio. You'll never survive doing that. You can't do it. You gotta risk, like, you gotta take the trade as like, hey, if you're taking this trade, then if you lose, like, it sucks, but like you wait until you find another setup that's good and you trade that. But if you risk too much, like first off, you're probably taking shitty setups to begin with, right? So ultimately, like, you're not just going to win forever. Eventually you'll start losing, and you'll lose a few trades in a row. Be fucked. Like, before you know it, your whole portfolio is gone. So, like, it's happened to me before. I've blown up accounts. I've definitely blown up accounts. It happens. So don't do it. Just don't do it. Learn from people that have made the mistake. Like, you don't need to make the mistake to understand the concept. So if you haven't done that, like, good for you. I have, and I learned from it. Uni? What happened?
You learn from it?
Yeah.
Hopefully you learn from the first one, from the first time.
It can happen. Like you can get in fucked up states, Like look out for like you win a bunch of trades in a row, and then like you think you're invincible and shit. That's what the market preys upon. Getting excited, getting all happy and shit. If you watch Twitter, you'll see. If you look on Twitter and you pay very close attention, you can see who's really happy. Like when somebody wins a bunch of trades and they get real happy. What do I say, Shavi? I'm like, watch this guy. He's about to fuck up. He's about to fuck up. Watch. This guy's about to fuck up. And I pay attention. It doesn't matter who it is. It's not that I have anything against said person. It might be somebody I like. But I'll be like, this guy's a little too happy right now. And you can tell by the way they tweet. They're just like a little too happy, They're getting too happy. And the reason I can identify it because I know when I'm too happy. When I'm too happy, I'm about to fuck up. I'll be like, yep, I'm a little too happy. I know I'm going to make a mistake. You have an acute sense for when you're doing that. And if you pay attention, you can find somebody else that's in that zone where they're a little overconfident and they're being hyper aggressive because they're on a nice little run, and you could fade that, and it works actually. So, let's watch this. Am I too happy right now? We will find out, right? Is KJ too happy here? We shall see. I'm not certain about this guy, but typically, before the move even started, I said, I think this is a trap. So, this is kind of a level, which it ran. Where is this? 49.3. Like, it just might be it. This just might be it. I think this might be all you get. Could be. Or is it bearish? Is it bearish? If the hourly closes like this, it's a good chance you at least get a wick lower. At least. We got plenty of time left in it though. 15-minute. We got 1 minute for this guy. The 5. Let's look at the 5. 5 is inconclusive as of right now. The 15. Yeah. You probably want the 15 to close green and above this guy. Most likely. They're gonna cut it to the last second. Yeah, the stocks don't look great either. Yeah, if this closes like this, it's not great. Let's see. Yeah, that's not great. That's not good. Not good. So like, if I was in that trade, I'd probably like cut pretty. Like I'd cut it. Like I might cut it, and you know, like on a bounce or something. I don't know. You're probably gonna lose ultimately. Like you might lose this trade. Bounce. Like we might not get those targets. Might not get them. So like right here, 49.7, you might close it. Let's see. Wow. You're gonna get 49.7. You wanna give it? Watch, that 15-minute might have spooked me. The 15-minute is not great. I kind of like the 15-minute, but if this one throws a good one in, then, you know, this is kind of negated. But 49.7 is kind of the level that I'd be watching for. I think it's probably going to get back up here. 49.7-ish.
I just bought a shitload of Luna.
Luna?
Yeah.
Here's 49.7. Let's see. So like this is the area where I'd unhook and be like, yeah, I closed my long for $200. But it's a little scary here. What's the hourly looking like? Hourly not bad. The 15 minutes spooked me. Close right below the MA. But this isn't bad. Let's see what this 1 minute does. If this gives you a rejection candle, then, you know, that was probably a good move. But, like, the reality is you'll probably get another chance to long down here somewhere, most likely. Like,
Yeah.
you can long it again, you know? Like, you could sell here and then long it again. Like, it's going to bounce around. It's most likely not going to break above here. And if you're short here, like, you don't want to see it cross. If it crosses above, like maybe here, yeah, here, forget about it. You're fucked. If it crosses above this and you're short, you're fucked. Like, you don't want to short this. I was talking about this on the stream last night. So you get a down move, but then you start to get like some sideways, like a wave like this. So we flip it, we look at this. So this is like mad bullish, right? And then now you're getting a wave, and we're spending a lot of time up here in relationship to the amount of time we spent in the structures that developed previous. So now we're on the markup level, and we're spending some time up here. Whichever direction that breaks out of this is going to be pivotal. So when you're looking at this, you're like, oh shit, look at this wick. That was a fake out. If this wasn't a fake out and then it goes below this, then that's bullish. I mean, bearish, right? So it's the same thing. I mean, it's upside down, right? So if this was a bear trap and we end up breaking above this level, there's no need to be short in this at all, because then you're going to eat a drawdown to at least this level. Like, who needs to do that on leverage, right? Like, if you're shorting this or you're shorting this and you see this, you move your stop above this. Don't get cute, you know? Like, so what? If it goes up here and then comes back down and you were asleep, like, oh well. But there's no need to eat $1,000 drawdown or $2,000 drawdown if you're shorting in a bull market, mind you, right? That's how I see it. That's how I've been playing these type of things. Like, I don't have a problem shorting stuff, but you don't let it just like come all the way back and get you. Like look at this. Like this
Let's
is
go, pump it.
yeah, pump it.
It's pumping.
We're not there yet. It's gonna give you another shot. Maybe this was it. Maybe that was it. See, I told you it was gonna come back down. 550, 49, 550. It did that. That might have been it. That might have been it. It's possible. Did you buy Luna spot or leverage? I don't know why that matters to you, but I'm curious.
I have both.
You have both, yeah. Okay.
I just bought on the way down here. I bought 724, 720, 716, and 740. And now it's facing a wall resistance.
This is support. You have to buy that. See, the thing is
Basically, I
with
bought
this-
from 724 to 714. This 10 cents.
Your stop's got to be below this. Below 7. I think. Because it could do stupid wicks. Binance perps could do stupid wick. See? Look at all this good sell volume coming in on BTC here. And I told you, you get out at 7 and then watch what it does here. Like you could even just long it again if you want. But I don't like the volume that's coming in. I really didn't like that 15-minute.
Yeah, 15 minutes is not great.
And now it's making another shitty 15-minute.
Like I don't really believe in quadruple bottom, and now it's like kind of the fourth bottom, right?
Watch to see how this guy. If this guy closes red, it's no good. I'm telling you, probably not good.
Yeah.
If this 15-minute on BTC closes red, and you're in like, if you're like trading like day trading alts, perps, you could probably get out. It'll give, and you gotta be prepared to get back in like 10 minutes, because it could happen. But if this guy closes red, then you probably got more downside first. And that would mean Bitcoin's going to hit this and probably run this and go here. Like right here. 47.6, something like that. You can get a wick there. Like 47. Like look, there's a lot of confluence there. This is on the 4 hour. The candle closes here. Right here. like somewhere between 47.4 and 47.6, like in that $200 range, you can catch a wick there and play that. And then you give it like a stop of a few $100. And if that doesn't hold, then this is fucked. It's bad. So, anyway. Shit, we've been going for over 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. So, give me a like, subscribe. I don't know. Fucking bored. Go play, watch some TV. It was a long stream. Any parting words, Xavi? Thank you for joining me. It's always more fun with friends, you know? I hate doing these by myself.
Yeah,
So
always a pleasure.
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. Yeah, see? Told you.
We should do it again. And Mikey said he could join on Friday. We could do it again Friday
Friday?
or another day.
Yeah, did you guys like the stream? I think it was a good stream. I think it was fun. It was enjoyable. Bluntz dropped a lot of good information. I enjoy having him on. It's kind of ironic. His name is Bluntz, but he doesn't smoke weed.
He farms it.
He's LARPing as a pothead, though.
He says he doesn't not smoke it, but he's not a pothead.
He can't roll a blunt, though. I don't smoke, but I can roll a blunt.
You don't grow it, but you can smoke
I don't grow it. I bought it. Shit. Let's not get into my weed stories.
That's for next stream.
Did I ever tell you about the coke dealer who I taught how to buy
Yeah,
Bitcoin from?
that's when you got into crypto more or less, right?
Yeah.
At the very beginnings, in the early days.
Yeah, I taught him how to buy Lux.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He was like a very well-established drug dealer. And he was like, I want to get into this crypto shit. Like, that was a dangerous move by me. Like, what if Lux didn't perform? Let's see. Was this the fake out? See? Like, this is going to bounce around a little bit. It'll probably do like 2 more of these. So, like a scalper, you could like buy, sell, like do that mad times. Like, there's your $1,000 move. You know? I need somebody to ride out with, you know? Oh, man. One good story before the close. Eskimo says LARPing. I'm not trading right now. You think of LARPing. Okay. This guy's funny.
I am trading right now. No LARPing here.
Yeah, Xavi, what'd you do on Uniswap the other month? What was the numbers? It's pretty crazy.
Nah. You don't need to say them.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
gonna
fine.
say it. It was quite exceptional performance. Just know that, you know, crazy performance can happen in this market. That's why we talk about like, hey, like, you know, life-changing money is to be made out here, in altcoins, in crypto, and in all things. And, you know, we don't say this to sell you a dream. We say it because we've done it ourselves, and we know people that are doing it right now. And, you know, friends of ours and ourselves will go on the crazy runs. You know, you go from a couple bucks to like, you know, 6-7 figures in a very short period of time in this market. A lot of people do it. So, you know, definitely, you know, be aware of what's possible. It's literally life-changing money being made in crypto. So, you know, if you're still watching this stream, you're in the right place. And, you know, this is the diehard shit. The people that are watching this are like diehard crypto people. I respect that, you know? Like, if you're like just some pleb watching BitBoy, you know, you might not make it. But, you know, if you're taking this seriously and you're treating your portfolio like a business and you're fully engaged and you're giving your all to this, like, don't be so surprised if you make life-changing money, and be prepared for, like, have a plan if you reach like a certain level, like have a plan. In 2017, like I uh I made so much money so quickly that I didn't really know what to do. And I had shit going on in my life personally that was like it was like all these horrible things were happening to me while I was having the most success I've ever had in my life. It all happened simultaneously. Like my two biggest role models died in a span of 2 months. Both of them died from cancer, family members. And my girlfriend, who had just had a baby, we were going through it, you know. And like in my mind, I was like, I made this journey. I committed myself to this because we're having a baby, and I want to be prepared for that baby. But she she didn't understand really what I meant by that and what type of level of commitment I was going to give to crypto. Like it literally took over my entire life. I was on this shit, like literally sleeping 3 hours a night. I was up at 5 in the morning every day, and I was in Discord, I was in Telegram, I was on Twitter, I was making content, I was looking at the charts, I was trolling around every Telegram group to try to get the latest, like what's hot right now. And I was addicted to it, but it was working too. And she was not, when I said like I'm going for this and I'm going all in, and you know, this is, I believe in this, and we're having a kid, and I got to make sure we get this shit right, because if not, our life is going to be like mediocre, and that's not what I want for us. So I have to commit myself to this. And she said, yeah, do it. But when it came down to really doing it, she didn't realize what it was going to be. And so we were going through it. So you have that on top of family members dying and all this crazy shit happening. And then before I know it, I 250x my portfolio, like I'm on top of the world. I'm the biggest thing in crypto. I'm the biggest thing in YouTube. I'm the biggest thing in CT. Like really quick overnight. And you just don't know how to act. You don't know how to act. And all the plans you had can be affected, Like I made a tweet today. I was like, I had this plan where I was like, if I get like over 100 Bitcoin, I'm just going to take 100 Bitcoin and put it on my ledger and just like put it to the side and hold on to it for 5 years and see what happens. Yeah, that didn't happen, you know, and I had well over 100 Bitcoin. So like, had I done that, would have been pretty good, would have been pretty good. Would have been a lot, and if I had done that, I probably would have known when at least to start to capitalize, and I could have used that Bitcoin to buy more alts, like as I learned how to trade better, right? Didn't happen, and that's a lesson learned. But just because I made a mistake doesn't mean you have to, right? So if you find yourself in a position where you've made life altering money in a very short period of time, don't let anything get in the way, like use that money, use it, have a smart plan for what to do with it, because I'm sure some of you are probably already experiencing crazy gains. It's been a fucking bullish ass market. Like at this point in time, you should already be pulling enough money out of this market to change your life in a really impactful way. And the thing that I say is that if the top is not in, then the people that are new, they're going to be people that are just joined in 2021, and those people are going to 200x their portfolios, right? So if it's someone like us that we've been in this and we've been playing and we're already getting crazy gains, like it doesn't necessarily mean it's the top, right? Just because that's trading your own P&L. You got to look at the market cycle and think that like, there are new people that are buying today that are still, they're going to 100x, they're going to 200x. Not all of them are. A lot of people are going to get wrecked. But there are going to be people that really perform that are just getting in right now. Like that's kind of how the cycle works, because we haven't reached like peak penetration, So, nevertheless, without getting on a tangent, the point that I want to make is that, have a plan. Don't keep moving goalposts. You get to your goal, execute on that plan. Because if you don't, you will regret it. Yep. So those are my parting messages. Yeah, they'll 200x and they'll lose 80%. Yep, 100%. I wish I had more likes.
Wise words.
What?
You gotta end the stream on that. Wise
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, that's it. Give me more likes, subscribe, or if I don't get more likes, I'm going to play League of Legends instead of streaming. Okay? Because I could have played like 3 games. Huh?
If you don't put more likes, you won't ascend to the moons and stars.
You won't. If you don't like, because I don't need to do this. I will literally just play TFT all day. Okay? Like I'll be diamond level TFT, and you guys will be like, "Where'd KJ go?" And I'll be like, "I was just playing TFT, like being Korean and shit." So, like I'm already good. I don't need to do this. Like I say, we don't do this for our health. I do it because it's fun. I do it because I enjoy it and I like to help people. But, there's other times where I feel like it's just like a bunch of jackals in the chat, like yelling at me, and like I'm like a dancing bear doing charts. If I don't answer their question right away, they yell at me, like they think I work for them. What? It's funny shit. See, this is bouncing around. This looks kind of ugly. This will probably go lower. Anyway. Yeah, give me more likes or fuck off.